My name is Matthew Montoya. I'm majoring in mechanical engineering, and I like games that are physics based and have a lot of attention to detail, like a Assetto Corsa, where you can change the springs, like the rate in the springs, the degree of the aero kit, the aggression in the MGUH, how much it's charging the battery, or like the set of tires you're running. And there's not really anything like that for chemistry, where you can like mess with an atom, right? Where you can take away an electron from it, add a neutron, or slam in another proton. And you can't really do that without $1 billion hadron collider. So that's why I want to try to make a tool like what race engineers have to see how the molecules will react to their car design. I want to see how atoms react to the subatomic particles that make them up. So, that's going to take a lot of work, obviously. And I have 4 iterations that I think will help me get there. So, the first iteration is having to learn UI, because that's already been my biggest setback. Making a way to interact with the list of data that's easy, or that works. Not that's easy. That should be easy to figure out. If it works for me, it should hopefully work for some other people. Be very self-explanatory, but for now, there's a big bug that won't let me get past 5 elements. When it's more than 5, I don't know. I can't figure it out yet. I've been looking at the code. Nah. I think switching to rows and columns, learning how to make it look more like the periodic table elements will probably help with that problem. And that's what the second iteration is going to be, getting rid of that big navigation bug, which I can show you. This is the basic code. So with 5 things, this is where it'll work perfectly fine. What I want to run? Oh, I already have a console up. That was the fully compiled version. There we go. See, fully navigable. They display their atomic mass units. You can't exit. I want help too. This is menu 1. Now let's see. Where do we leave off? Now, the sample code, the one that works, but it only works for 5. I'm still having problems with expanding it, so that's why I want to switch to columns and rows. And I think columns and rows is just going to look simpler on the coding side, hopefully. Because right now, the list is a little tricky to work with. I had to work in like blocks of 10. I tried to make sure to count them like here. Just copy and paste 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 12 times. Then adjusted the numbers. Same thing here. Selected 10, copy and paste, then adjust. Still need to adjust these. I was gonna write a string and use double down here, but none of these being initiated was causing it to not even run, so I had to turn them all to comments. Here is the list that doesn't work. It'll move for the first 5 up here, the 1, 2, 3 hydrogen, helium, but the rest of the elements, it doesn't really work. The keys don't work. It'll stop right at helium and glitch out everything. I'm thinking maybe trying again, but with a different way of navigating with the columns and rows instead of just this single long list. So, summary, there's not many chemistry simulators, and I want to solve this problem. But I need to start the basics, the basic foundation right now for me, which is a UI that resembles the periodic table of elements. Then the next step is giving that table all the information. Then the next step is making it so where it can run calculations that are actually correct and not all wrong, that line up with reality. Then eventually work up to part 4, learning Unity or another game engine to make 3D models. So you can like visualize an atom a little better. Because when you look at uranium, with the Schrodinger perspective of electrons, it's this cloud of uncertainty. But why can't we actually simulate all 238 electrons moving around it, all moving to their different energy levels and places in the shell? Try to render in what's going down at the subatomic level. In hopes of building an atomic beam NG.